All right, guys, this is Coach Arnie. Welcome back to part 2 of my Grand Canyon strength training video. And then normally after lunges, the next movement is I'll throw in some skipping. I just use skipping, it's just a simple exercise that you learn how to do when you're in kindergarten. But I throw it in there, I lift my knees up high, and I'll go 75 yards. I try to kind of drive up, lift the knee up, and I'll even work in some on my second pass, because I'll do these for 75 one direction, then I'll come back 75 another direction. But I kind of sprinkle the skips in amongst things, and you'll kind of figure that out for yourself. And then I'll skip by turning. So I skip and I'll lift my knee up and turn in to the right. Then I'll lift my knee up and turn to the left, and I'll do that as I'm going down the track. So it's just another way to kind of add a little mobility as I'm getting ready for some strength movements that are going to be popping up here in just a second. So that's skipping. All right. Normally, I'm working the sled in around skipping. It's really my first, we'll call it a power movement, strength movement. It's with a sled. It's actually a prowler. That's the name of the company that makes it. So it's called a prowler, but we'll call it a sled. And I don't put weight on it because it's got some resistance anyways, because I'm pushing it on hard rubber mats. Believe me, some days if it's wet, it's really heavy. But I'll push the sled for 75 yards in both directions. 75 yards one way, and then I turn around, catch my breath, and I push it back. And as you watch me do this, I keep my back flat. I'm leaning into it. I'm driving with my legs, and it's warming me up. It's getting that last bit of warm up in my glutes and hamstrings, a little bit in the quads, and my calves as well. But it's the sled, and if you have access to it, a lot of gyms are getting these now. If not, don't worry about it. These are the things that I've come up with. So you'll figure things out, but that's what this is all about. What I want to do is inspire you to develop your own program. That's the goal here. Develop your own program. So hang on for the sled. All right, now the next two videos we're going to tap into our first traditional strength movements, squats. Now what I do two different levels of squats, and I use a box. I use a 13-inch box for my low squat, and I use a 17-inch box for my high squat. So we'll start off with the high squat first, and I do on one day, and then the low box the next day, or vice versa, depending on how I feel. And with squats, I do not do a lot of repetitions anymore. I do 1 or 2 or 3 reps. Well, first I do a warm-up with the bar, and you'll see me here with the bar. About 10 reps with the bar. And then I'll do 2 or 3, depending on how I feel, and I'll just move up very quickly to 1 rep. And I'll get to a weight where I feel pretty good, where it's pretty heavy, and I do 1 rep, depending on how I feel, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets at that weight, and I move quickly. I'm done with squats in less than 5 minutes. So in my head, I'm looking at the clock, I'm done. And because what I'm trying to do with squatting is simulate that tough uphill climb or downhill situation where I'm having to maintain my core, and by handling that 1 to 2 reps, you're developing that kind of strength that you need to hold a tight body position. So you're going to see in the next 2 videos the low squat on the box and the high squat on the box. All right. Now, the next two traditional strength movements are a variation of deadlifts. One is a single leg deadlift with a dumbbell. The other is a traditional deadlift with a barbell. Now, when I do the deadlift with the dumbbell, I'll do repetitions. I do anywhere from 5 to 12 repetitions, depending how I feel. I normally only do one set. So I balance on one leg. I hold the dumbbell in the same arm as the leg I'm balancing on, and then I lean as far forward as I can, holding my balance. One leg strength is critical. One leg strength is critical as we're coming down the canyon and coming up the canyon. It's so important to develop that bilateral strength like that. It's so important. So I do, like I said, more reps with the dumbbell. The traditional deadlift, I'll work up pretty heavy. Again, 1, 2, 3 reps, that's it. And I do multiple sets very quickly, just like the squats. Just like the squats, I'll get up to a heavy weight. If it feels good, I'll add another set, and then another set, depending on what I want to do. And if I feel any fatigue, I let it go because I don't want to get hurt. But I want to build that strength that, again, is going to allow me to keep my hips in that really good position. To me, it's all about hip alignment. Coming down big canyon trails and going up canyon trails is all about keeping your body in alignment. So that's what the deadlifts are for, and that's what you're going to see here in the next two videos. All right, now you'll notice we haven't done any really upper body stuff yet. So I'm going to show you two of the upper body movements that I think are super important, because one, when you're carrying a pack or you're going uphill or even downhill, maintaining a good position takes upper body strength. And to me, the most important muscles in the upper body are the upper back muscles and lower back muscles, which is why we're doing deadlifts. Keep that body in alignment, and you'll notice that, especially when you're doing those deadlifts, keep that back flat, just like I talked about with the sled. You don't want to be rounded, you want to have a flat back. So I like to use chin-ups, and you'll see me doing chin-ups here, and I use my fingertips because as an old guy, I want to maintain good grip strength. Grip strength is important, so I do them on some hand holds where we're at PAPS. But you can do them on a bar or wherever it works for you. Now, chin-ups are hard, and I like doing them because I feel them, and they're good. They're just a wonderful strength exercise you can do anywhere if you have a bar, at the park or at your home. So I like doing them, and but if they're hard for you, then I've also included here a video on how to do a lat pull. And so when you're doing the lat pull, it's really important. I like to have people pull it in the front, because when you pull in the back, it puts a lot of pressure on your shoulder, all right? And a lot of people have been taught to do that. I'm suggesting that you not. But again, if you're feeling any pressure in your shoulders, then be wary of the lat pull down behind the neck. So pull them forward, keep that back nice and tight, lift your chest up, pull the bar down. With lat pull downs, you can do more reps. So go ahead and work up 8, 10, 12 or more reps. I'll sometimes do over 20 reps. Whereas with chin-ups, I can do a lot of reps, but I generally do sets of anywhere from 5 to 10 and try to keep it somewhere between 30 and 40 total chin-ups that I sprinkle in throughout my workout. I don't do them all at once. This is where I start having a little bit of fun. I'll do a set of chin-ups, go do something else, come back, do a set of chin-ups, go do something else. And I'll just keep rolling that way. That's how I develop my total body workout. Lat pull downs, when I do them, I just do 1 or 2 sets and that's it. I don't bounce around with the lat pull down. So you need to decide which ones you want to do, and you can alternate. There's no rules here. Remember, I haven't said it yet, but the number 1 rule, there are no rules. You got to figure out what works for you. So there are no rules here. Let's figure out what works best for you. One last thing on those chin-ups. If you're going to do them right. That means go all the way down and all the way up. And I'm a stickler for that. Actually, I'm a pain in the butt. But I want you to do them right. So if you can't do them right yet, then get over on that lat pull down and get strong, okay? But you need to go all the way down and all the way up. It's very important. Now, you can do what I call a flexed arm hang and hold yourself up. But you've got to be able to pull yourself up, because I don't want you to create some tendonitis problems in your forearms, but from doing them incorrectly. So until you can do those chin-ups correctly, then get stronger with the lat pull down, okay? And some other exercises I'll show you later, but do them right. All right, now the next one is dumbbell rows. I love these. Not everybody can do them the way I do them. I do them very heavy. I do 1 set. I'll do anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe 12 reps with a very heavy dumbbell for me. Again, this builds good power in that upper back, strength in your upper back for going up and down those mountains for hours and hours and hours. If you've ever been at a marathon or an ultra race, you see people at the end, they're leaning over, their backs are they're feeling like they're breaking. I'm a big believer in preparation. So if you're preparing right, then you're going to be able to do the things you need to do, and part of that preparation is strength. So if you're building good strength with a dumbbell row, then you're going to have a better experience going up and down those canyon trails. So remember, and again, I only do 1 set. But same thing, full extension, go all the way down and pull all the way up. So do them right. So find the right weight that works for you. And you'll notice my back in this too. My back is flat, slight angle, but it's flat. I'm not rounded. Rounded back is how you hurt yourself. I mean, you can do some rounded back exercises, but we're not doing that. We are doing a flat back, so you maintain good posture, good alignment when you do these exercises. Dumbbell rows. All right, guys, that ends video 2. So stay tuned for video 3, part 3 of Grand Canyon strength training. We're going to get into some Grand Canyon specific exercises that I love and some more total body exercises, and then we'll lead into our plyometrics and some other really cool stuff. So hang on, some good stuff is coming.